Hi everyone, Callie here, and today Christmas has come early because we've got a box of Silver Tempest that we're going to look at a little bit early. Let's get into it. I was able to get my hands on a few boxes a little bit early. This set's not supposed to come out until November the 11th, but we're going to take a look at this today and hopefully find some of the amazing cards that are within this set. There is a lot that I'm really looking forward to in here, both from a collector's perspective and from a player's perspective. There is a new Lugia card actually in here that looks like it's going to be an amazing deck. There's also an amazing Lugia alternate art that I think it's going for like $350 or something right now. I mean, it's probably going to drop because that is like pre-order prices, but that's still an amazing starting place for it to be at. Also, awesome alternate art Regidrago, Unown, and just so many cool looking cards. So let's just dive into this box and see what we can find inside. Okay. First box of Silver Tempest for the channel. Let's just go right into this Vulpix one. I do love the pack art on these ones. Actually, let's take a quick look at the different pack arts we got here. We're gonna take our time a little bit with this one because it's always a new set, fun to go through. Probably take a little closer look at some of the commons and uncommons. As we're going through, I kind of want to give some of my thoughts on cards that I think might be, either really good meta decks or just ones that could be fun to play with. So take a look at this. We got the Regidrago, got our Vulpix there, Regidrago, which that actually might make for a cool deck as well, and then this Lugia. I said look, we're going to start with the Vulpix because that was the original art, but let's actually go into this Lugia pack. We are hoping specifically for that Lugia alternate art, so maybe get some good luck with this first pack of Lugia. I'm going to show the code cards. These actually won't work, I think, until the 11th, but if you are watching after the 11th, feel free to grab those. The Steel Energy, we got a Stone Journer, we got the Ferrothorn, Noibats. I like this art. This is actually a card that could make for like a part of a fun deck that works together with a lot of other cards. So it's got this Tog Dash ability, flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turn, if the Pokemon is knocked out, your opponent can't take any prize cards. And there's some other cards that kind of combo with this, that if you've used this ability, then the other ones will do more damage or have more conditions. We'll hopefully see some of those a little bit later on. And we're going to put this aside, and then maybe we can look at them all together. I like the art on it, Swirlix. It's kind of cute. That one too. We got our Honchkrow as our first reverse, and a Lugia V-Star from the Lugia pack. Hey, that's a great way to start things off with Lugia V-Star. First pack, giving us something good from the Lugia pack. Not bad. And the Lugia V-Star is definitely a deck that's probably going to be really interesting. So it's a V-Star with 280 HP. It's got that Tempest Dive ability. For 4 colors energy, you can do 220 damage, and then you may discard a stadium play. Not the strongest attack in the world, but, pretty nice attack overall, but it's really this V-Star power that's the kind of main attraction for this. So you got Summoning Star. During your turn, you may put up to 2 basic Pokemon that don't have a rule box from your discard pile onto your bench. So no Pokemon V and that kind of stuff, but there's so many different basic Pokemon that you could potentially put on your bench. Like there's actually a new Archaeopteryx from this set that lets you accelerate energy. So you use that V-Star power, bring that onto your bench, and you're not only getting ready to go with Lugia, you're maybe setting up a different attacker that can maybe do a little bit more damage. It's definitely looking really interesting and very versatile. Again, you can take any basic colorless Pokemon and put them on your bench, which is just pretty nuts, honestly. Lots of potential every time some new card comes out that's colorless. So we got a Stone Journer. attack is starting off very similar to the last one. We got the Smeargle. I love this Litten art. Honestly, this whole line. I'm a big fan of cats, so Litten is kind of a favorite of mine in general, but this whole line is like really, really cute. Probably going to put that aside too, so we can look at it all together when we pull it. We got the Pet Wheel, the Chinchino, Pharaoh Seed, got the Meowstick, and the Virizion. So nothing too much there. The Virizion is another card that I don't think necessarily is going to even be good in like a meme deck or anything, but there is this weird combination you can do with a bunch of these kind of like horse whatever Pokemon you would call them, where if you kind of combine them together, they all have an ability that does a little bit more damage or more effects. So maybe something interesting. I don't think so from what I've seen. Okay, well, so we got the Lugia V Star out of the Lugia pack. Didn't find anything out of the second one, but not every single one can be hits. Oh, here's another one of the little combination ones I was talking about. So, Echo Blaster. I can use this attack only if you use your Dedenne, use the Dedenne shot during your last turn. This attack does 60 more damage to each, or 60 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. So, great way to kind of like hit the bench. And again, this isn't the other one that you have to use before this, but the three of them combo together really just kind of be switching around a lot. It seems like it would definitely be a lot of fun. I mean, look at that art. It looks fantastic. Love that art. Love them kind of all just in the background, like doing their own thing. Anyway, getting back to it, so we've got our Capturing Aroma. This card's interesting. I don't think necessarily playable, but you know, maybe like in Gym Leader Challenge or something. This lets you flip a coin. If you get heads, you get an evolution Pokemon. If tails, then you get a basic Pokemon. So you get something regardless, which is nice, but it can be a little bit random, so kind of hard to call that good necessarily. Love that Dratini art. Dratini is always super cute. There's another Litten. Got the Rufflet, Reverse Swablu, and hey, Hamawa V. Alright, another hit. Not a super amazing hit, but it is a hit. Okay, let's get into this Regidrago pack. Got this kind of derpy looking Stunfisk staring at us. Got the Metal Energy. There's another Morpeko, another Capturing Aroma. There's our Stunfisk. And there's our little guy there. I always like these cards here. Ones that are like knitted like that. Super cute. Smeargle. There's another Litten. A Reverse Wailord. Wailord's actually got an interesting ability for Gym Leader Challenge. I mean, 200 HP is a lot in a format where you can only use non-rule box Pokemon like this. Jumbo size to take 30 less damage. Pretty great in a format like that. And then if it's got any special energy on it, you're doing 240 damage. Like, you're pretty much knocking anything out in that format. And then the Lilligant. Alright, so we started off strong with Lugia V Star. So far I haven't found too much else that's super interesting. Sunflora, this was good in pre-release format. Oh, there's the Dedenne. So you see you've got the Dedenne shot. You can only use this if your Tagamaru, whatever, used Taga Dash during your last turn. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So again, these three things kind of together. You like start off with this guy, and then you switch into this one and do a little bit of damage and paralyze them, and then you switch into this and do damage to everything, and then it's back to this guy again. So interesting little combo. Probably not going to be the strongest deck or anything, but probably a lot of fun to play, especially when you can get it to go off. This is certainly one I'm going to build and showcase on the channel at some point. We got a Hachalucha. Oh, there's another one of those guys. Petleel. Here's our Pikachu. Oh, you know what? This is actually kind of part of that combination as well. I completely forgot about the Pikachu. So the Pikachu Strike, if your Dedenne used Dedenne short during your last turn, this attack does 180 more damage. So a potential way, after you use this guy, to do a ton of damage. So you could either switch from Dedenne into Pikachu, or Dedenne into this guy, and then do a bunch of bench damage. It really kind of depends on what you need in the situation. But very, 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 very interesting deck. I think this seems like it could be very cool. There's our Growlithe. Oh, our first trainer gallery. And I think this is a really cool one. Like, I love how it looks like the Persimmon is like training him or training with him or something, maybe showing him how to throw. Looks great. It's actually not a bad ability either. You know, obviously this is an older card from Rapid Strike, but that ability there with doing 30 more damage with your Rapid Strike Pokemon, you know, potentially pretty good there. And then there's the side guard. Yeah, nice. Always happy to get Trainer Gallery. I love the Trainer Gallery. They're so beautiful. Okay, well, Lugia gave us something good last time. So hopefully we can find something else from this Lugia pack. Okay. And we've got the Shadow Energy, another Sunflora, Primordial Altar, and another Dedenne. So we are getting lots that we could potentially use for the deck. That's good. Energy Digging with that Durant. Ralts, another good card for the pre-release format. Fletchling, probably Gym Leader Challenge as well. Honestly, that whole Gardevoir line is probably really good for Gym Leader Challenge. Got the Clink. There's our reverse. This guy's kind of interesting with that Chakra Awakening. You have exactly 4 cards in your hand. This Pokemon attack costs 3 less, so it can be free when you hit VMAXs for more. Not going to say that's good, but I did say interesting. I did say interesting, not good. Alright, and the Talonflame. So not much from that pack. Lugia did let us down a little bit that time, but it's okay. We still have plenty of packs left to go. Let's just get into this next one. Probably after we get through the first side, we'll start going through this a little bit quicker. Again, I want to take my time the first time through. Ooh, Serena. This is another card that I think is almost certainly going to see some play. Really interesting chooser support. So first option is discard up to 3 cards from your hand. You must discard at least 1. If you do, draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. So there's a lot of stuff that can potentially be really good to discard. You know, the Lugia V deck might want to discard cards. The Regidrago deck might want to discard cards. Like even stuff like Solrock Lunatone likes to discard cards to get energy into the discard. You know, maybe even good for stuff like V Unions. And then you can draw lots of cards from that as well. And then you also kind of have a boss type effect. So switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon V with their active Pokemon. So a less versatile boss, but the fact that it's got these 2 abilities, I definitely think this is a card that's going to see some play. Dracolote, that's our first one of those. A Worker, here's our Zubat. We get the Fungoose, Sandygast, the Relicanth, there's our reverse, and Metagross. Metagross is another card that's potentially a little interesting with that emergency entry ability. Once during your turn, if you drew this Pokemon from your deck at the beginning of your turn and your bench is in full, before you put it in your hand, you may put it on your bench if you do draw 3 cards. You know, not the best thing in the world. You know, you do have to draw it off the top to be able to get it, but to be able to draw 3 cards, not bad. And then during your next turn, this Pokemon's Meteor Mash attack does 100 more damage. So, you know, again, not the most amazing card. Probably something better for Gym Leader Challenge. Definitely an interesting card. I like that ability. Alright, we're starting to get a little bit deeper in. We've only gotten, what, 3 hits so far? Hopefully we can start finding some more stuff. We did start off really good with the Lugia pack. There's our first Murkrow. Reverse Dratini. Oh my god! This is the alternate art of the Regidrago V! You know, I think the Lugia V is the more expensive one, but art-wise, I'm a fan of this one. Look at this card. That looks amazing. You can see that on the camera really well. Oh my god, I cannot believe we just pulled that. That is incredible. Right now, this is definitely the second most expensive card that's up there. And it just, I'm so happy to have this. This looks amazing. Wow, yeah, let's definitely sleeve this one up. That is a great one. You know, we were just talking about getting a little bit more hits. And then we pull this. Fantastic. All right, well, that was a great one, but let's keep going. Let's hopefully find some more stuff. It's kind of funny, the next one up is actually the Regidrago pack. Now that right there, I think might have already paid for the box just on its own. You know, I've kind of pre-ordered this box for I think like $100 or so. And I think that one's pre-ordering right now. Again, price is probably going to drop, but for over $100 already. So, yeah, I think that definitely pays for our box for sure. That's fantastic. Petleo Reverse and Keldeo. So see, Keldeo is part of that other combo I was telling you about earlier, where you get a bunch of them together and then they do more damage. Still doesn't seem good. It seems like a lot of work to not do that much damage. But maybe there's something there. Might be another thing that I play around with on the channel to try to showcase. See if we can do something with it. Fighting Energy? I think it might actually be our first Fighting Energy. We've got the Clay Doll. This is another kind of interesting ability, the Mystery Charge. If you use this ability only if you have no supporter cards in your discard pile. Once during your turn, you may attach a Fighting Energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. Again, I'm not saying a good ability, I did say interesting ability. I mean, supporters are obviously really strong, so not using any supporters and just attaching energy, probably not good, but yeah. This Hypno, though, is another one that has an interesting ability, I think, especially for Gym Leader Challenge. Psycall, for 1 Psychic, search your deck for up to 2 Stage 1 Pokemon, and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. I mean, honestly, that's pretty crazy. I could maybe see you doing something like with this in Standard. Probably not something super amazing, but in Gym Leader Challenge for sure, that card will be insane in Psychic decks. There's our Archon. Love that art. It's super cute. Hopefully we'll find an Archaeopteryx that we can look at, because that's a good card. Especially for the Lugia deck. Got the Rufflet. Vulpix. They're sleep a little drowsy. Super cute. Love that Growlithe. Here's our reverse, and ooh, Incineroar, yay! Another great art. It's sleepy Incineroar. Actually has a pretty fun attack too. Secret attack. Choose 1 attack from this Pokemon's previous evolutions and use this as an attack. So, pretty cool ability, and then it's got that Flame Shot to do a lot of damage. And another potential good Gym Leader Challenge card. Especially since, like, it's one of those things that's a little versatile, so any versions of, like, Litten and Torcat that exist, it's got those as potential options. So if any of those get printed with really good abilities, Fire Energy. There's another Wailord. Got a Ninetales. Got the Dreepy. There's a Vulpix. Chino. Got the Bunnery. There's our reverse. Oh hey, Reshiram V! It's our first Reshiram. You know, we've gotten some pretty good pulls, but not a ton of them. Certainly not going to complain at all with pulling that Altart. But happy to see another pull. Not the strongest follow-up from our Regidrago. But really, how are you going to follow up that one? Second best card in the set. You know, you're probably not going to find something super amazing after that. Wow, this pack is starting off very similar to the last one. Interesting. I think the first 3 cards were the same ones in a row. That's like the 3rd time that's happened going through this box, I think. Hey, there's our reverse of this guy. Definitely want to collect more reverses of this for when I'm using it in a deck. And our first Aurora. Okay. Keep going. Again, after we get through this first side, we'll probably start going through faster. I think we've seen most of the... Oh, there we go. There's the Torracat. See, again, I really just want to show off that art. Look how cute it is. Let's see the three together. So we've got our adorable little Litten, super terrified. We've got our Torracat, grown up a little bit more feisty, going after the love disc. And the lazy Incineroar, all grown up and just all sleepy. And then you got the love disc still in the background. So clearly it was okay. Yeah. Let's keep moving. So we've got our Dragonair. Got our Donphan. Looking a little chubby there. So cute. Got our Mischievous. Swablu. Swirlix. Rotom. Oh my god! Sodword and Shelbert? I actually haven't seen this card from the trainer gallery before. Choose a trainer from your discard pile and ask your opponents if you may put it in your hand. If yes, put that card in your hand. If no, draw 3 cards. That is an odd card. Very odd card. I feel like in most cases you're just drawing 3 cards with this, so I'm gonna probably say a bad card, but it looks pretty cool. So I actually have no idea who these characters are. I don't remember ever seeing them. Okay, nice. And an Archaeopteryx from the back. So this is the card that I was hoping we would pull. That Primal Turbo. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 special energies and attach one of them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So again, with that Lugia V star, that lets you bring Pokemon from your discard. You just try to discard this guy, and then you bring him back with Summoning Star ability, and then you're just accelerating all kinds of amazing special energies from your deck right onto the Lugia V-Star or any other Pokemon. Like, this is pretty great. I think these two together are going to be just amazing. Alright, well, let's keep going. Still looking for some really awesome additional trainer galleries. We've only gotten 2 trainer galleries, I think, so far. So obviously we've got our Altar. But we do want to find some really cool trainer galleries. Some more cool Vs. Maybe some full arts. Haven't seen any full arts just yet. There's our Reverse and the Amoonguss. Keep going. We are still seeing some new cards that we haven't pulled just yet. Oh, there's another one, Regenerative Energy. I don't think a great card, but maybe. There's maybe some potential in certain decks. But if you evolve a Pokemon from your hand with this, it's Pokemon V, and you can heal 100 damage from it, you know, not awful. V-Guard Energy, I think, is definitely going to see play. So, colorless special energy. This Pokemon this card attached to takes 30 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon V. So you can't have this effect applied more than once, which is probably pretty good. Otherwise, you would almost certainly just run that in like every deck. But imagine, you know, you're accelerating that onto your Lugia V-Star, and it's taking less damage now. There's a Reverse Sunflora and our Delphox. Almost through this first side. It's been a pretty good first side overall. Again, we've got that alternate art. So this whole box, you know, is already a great box. Can't believe we got that from our first one. I remember when I was doing Lost Origin, I did like 2 different videos where I was like, oh my god, we're finally gonna find an alternate art. Never found an alternate art. I think I opened like 7 boxes total of Lost Origin. Oh, nice, Trainer Gallery. Gardevoir, we haven't pulled this one yet. And this is, again, another great one, I think, for Gym Leader Challenge with this Refinement ability. You must discard a card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw 2 cards. Pretty nuts. The Kirlia that's in this line has the same ability. So yeah, I think it's definitely a great card from Gym Leader Challenge. And a really cool art, too. And then we've got, oh my god, a rainbow! The Rainbow Serena! So I was talking about Serena earlier, of how I definitely think this is playable. So we pulled the Rainbow Serena and the Gardevoir from the same pack. That is an amazing pack. Wow, what an amazing box. We've got the rainbow, we've got the alternate art. Getting good number of trainer galleries. I don't even remember at all what I was just talking about, because that just completely derailed me. Wow, okay. Alright, let's keep this train rolling, because I actually think the Serena might be one of the more expensive pre-order cards as well. I don't know if it's the full art or the rainbow that's doing a little bit better for the pre-orders. Let's talk about Squad Stone real quick before we move on. This is something that's kind of interesting. So you may use 4 Quad Stone cards at once. If you use one card, heal 10 damage from your active Pokemon. If you used 4 cards, heal all damage from each of your Pokemon. So hard to set up, but definitely has some potential. You know, again, not as necessarily a super meta-relevant deck or anything, but as something to play around with, I think you could do some fun things with this. God, imagine you can get that going in like a Gudra deck, where it's healing with its V-Star power, and then you think you're going to kill it again, and then they just full heal it. So frustrating. Oh, nice, the reverse Litten. Very cute. Yeah, oh, and there's our regular Gardevoir. I'm trying to think what I was talking about before we pulled the Serena and the Gardevoir. I really just have no idea. So we'll just keep trucking through. There's another Quad Stone. Litten, Murkrow, Swablu, Bunnery. Oh hey, first Radiant that we've pulled so far in this box, the Radiant Serena. And another interesting card. Deal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon each turn. I do think that has some potential. It's kind of interesting, especially if more bench damage becomes a thing. I think in the current meta, maybe not the best. We haven't pulled this either. That's interesting. If this Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put it in your hand instead of in the discard pile. Interesting. Spoiler in that one, we do have a black code card. But I think they might have changed up the trick for that. I've been noticing in some of my packs recently that when I get a black code card, I'm not always getting a holo or a V anymore. So let's see if that's holding true, at least in this pack. A Ponyta, Venonat. So I want to stop on this Spinda real quick. I think this is the first one that we've actually seen so far, which is kind of funny because it's just common. I do think this art is really cute. But what I really want to talk about is the Dizzying Spin ability. So this attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Not the most amazing card, but I did win the pre-release event that I went to, and it's really because of this guy. I won 2 of my games solely because I pulled this thing in one of my packs and put it in my deck. And then I just got really lucky, and I just slowly poked away at my opponent. So it's just kind of a fun card. I like this guy. Got a newfound love for this Pokemon. There's a reverse Virizion. Looks like we do have something behind this Virizion. And hey, a Vulpix V. The Vulpix V. So, you know, I know this is kind of featured on the box. Like I think it's on the ETBs. I'm not sure how good the V-Star is going to be. If we pull one, we'll definitely take a look at it, or I might put it up on the screen. I'm pretty sure the V-Star is something like maybe 160 damage that it can do for, I think, 3 energy. And then the next turn, you can't be damaged by Pokemon V or something like that. So really interesting. Kind of low damage, so again, not totally sure how good it will be. I can't quite remember what its V-Star power does. Basically, like, the potential to more or less one-shot just about anything with the right kind of deck setup. But probably whatever you're playing it in, you're likely going to one-shot something when you use it. But, oh, hey, first Arcanine that we've pulled. But again, I'm not really sure. You are having to two-shot stuff with the deck. Kind of seems like they're maybe moving away from one-shot decks, but all those other one-shot decks are still going to be in the format for a while, so don't know how that's necessarily going to work out. I like the idea though of it. Could be another one to showcase at some point on the channel. so we are on the second side, so let's move through a little bit quicker. There's Teeny, Clink, Stunfisk, another one of those, Feebas. Oh hey, Earth and Seal Stone. So we haven't seen this, so I just said we'll speed it up, but let's talk about this real quick. This is a very cool card. I wish there was more of these available. So it's a tool card, which means you can equip it to a Pokemon. You do have to equip it to a V, but they don't have to be a V-Star. You can equip this to just a regular V, equip it to a V-Max, and maybe you're playing something like Mew V-Max that doesn't typically have a V-Star power. Put one of these in your deck and equip it, bam, you suddenly are running an incredibly powerful deck and you actually have a V-Star power. And this one itself is pretty good, so for 3 colorless, you do Star Gravity, put damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon V until its remaining HP is 100. So that is honestly kind of insane. And you know, obviously so many decks run lots and lots of Vs, so you're potentially putting a lot of damage counters across the board and putting all of them just in easy one-shot range. A lot of bench damage could then pick off stuff pretty easily. You know, it puts them in a situation where it's hard for them to really kind of do anything, you know, because you can easily take out anything after you use that V-Star. You don't even need to be fully powered up. Love the idea of that card. Definitely wish there was a little bit more of them. Maybe something they've been doing for a while in the set. That would have been really cool. Like the whole Sword and Shield era. Okay, here's another one of those guys that kind of combos with the Virizion and the Keldeo. That's our first one of those. Grass Energy. Got a Brandon. Brandon is another interesting supporter. Not ready to say whether or not I think this is good or not, but you can... Oh, so apparently my card camera cut out at some point. Right now I don't know at what point that was, so we probably missed a few packs. I think potentially we hopefully just missed this Regidrago. But yeah, that's unfortunate. I guess we'll figure out in editing how I'm going to deal with that. But we did just pull this Milotic. It's actually what made me notice because I wanted to check out my camera and see how this looked. But this Milotic does look amazing. And hopefully we didn't miss too much of this box opening. So, sorry about that. And then we got this Dragapult, which does have a block attacks there with that Dragon Launcher. Basically, to summarize, you pretty much can take a bunch of your Dreepies from your bench and launch them at your opponent's Pokemon and deal, I think, like 100 damage or something like that. Another potentially very interesting card. Alright, okay. Well, since we lost some footage, hopefully this, Gym Trainer, Fennekin, Durant, Beldum, Stunfisk, Altaria, and nothing in that one. We're getting close to the end of this. Seems like my computer is maybe freaking out a little bit, so I might need to try to rush through these last few packs. Got a Golbat. Got a Fungus, Sandygast, Relicanth, Pacholucha, here's our reverse, and the Furloss. Yeah, I think we've seen most of the really cool stuff so far in the set, at least as far as playable things. Still lots of amazing artworks for us to pull, both from the trainer gallery and just from the regular set. You know, we've seen one rainbow in here, we've got that alternate art. Hopefully we can kind of end this off strong with like a full art. That would be really amazing. I would love to see that. Probably a little too much to ask for another alternate art or like another rainbow or a gold. But I don't feel like a full art is asking for too much. So as far as quantity of hits though, this box has been pretty crazy. You know, I had talked a lot about in a lot of my Lost Origin videos about how those boxes had been pretty nuts. The pull rate in this might be even a little bit better. Candace, not sure we've pulled any Candaces before. It's kind of interesting. There's our reverse. Oh, and there's a Candace. The full art Candace. I was just saying, hopefully we could end this off with something really cool like a full art. And here's our full art Candace. That's really funny. I was just saying we hadn't really pulled very many of her. And there she is. I love these full art trainers. They look so great. Okay. This has been an incredible box. Lots of good trainer galleries. Honestly, not a terrible, like a ton of regular Vs, which is kind of funny. Hey, another Candace. But the alternate art, full art, again, all those trainer galleries, the Rainbow Serena, hey, reverse Spinda. Maybe this box has one more surprise for us. You know, we've got, I think, like 4 packs left, something like that. We might be able to find one more really cool thing. That would be great to be able to end this with. Let's see if we can do it. There's a fossil, the Emolga, Cinccino, Bunnery, Drowsy, Spinarak, got our reverse, and hey, well, Dragonite. You know, just a regular holo, but this is a good card for the Regidrago deck. Discard this, and then you can search your deck for up to 3 basic energy, and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. So a great way to potentially accelerate more energy and do a decent amount of damage with your Regidrago V star. So maybe set up another Regidrago on your bench, because it does have a little bit of odd energy requirements. That can make it a lot easier to set up your second one. Okay, let's see here. So we've got a Fungoose, Sandygast. Can we find one more? Oh, and we do! We got the Smeargle! Love this art. Looks like we do have something behind it as well. Hey, Survivor V! Not a bad pack at all. And this is what I was talking about with that V art. Look how great that looks. Love that Survivor V. Also love this Smeargle as well. Alright, last 2 packs. Has this box given us everything it has? I mean, honestly, probably. But we're gonna hold out hope. There's still something left in here for us. Matang. Swablu. There's another Rotom. Oh, there's the poor little Dreepy gonna get launched. Vulpix. Reverse Wallace. And the Zygarde. So, other than that one, are down to this last pack. It's started off strong with Lugia. Let's end strong with Lugia. Can we maybe hope for the alternate art? Somehow we get 2 alternate arts in a box? God, how crazy would that be? Let's see what we find. Alright. Come on, last pack. Let's end us off strong with another Lugia pack. Got a Drowsy. Zubat. Back-to-back Zubats. That's weird. Reverse Cinccino and... just a Milotic. Alright, well that was just an incredible box. So I think if I counted right, we got like 14 different hits. Like, so as far as quantity of hits, just already crazy. And then not to mention this amazing alternate art Regidrago, the Rainbow Serena, and hey, you know, regular Lugia V star. We got the full art Candace. Lots of amazing trainer galleries. This was just incredible. Silver Tempest is looking like it's shaping up to be a really great set. Lots of potentially very playable cards. Amazing looking arts. I'm loving this set. So, you know, thank you for joining me for this early unboxing. If you did like it, be sure to give the video a like, and be sure to subscribe as well. If you do like content like this, I do lots of unboxings, deck showcases, all kind of things Pokemon, so you won't want to miss it if you do like it. With that said, I will see you in the next one.